All right, let's move into the Six of Cups. So traditionally, this card has the image of two children, the older one giving the younger one a bouquet of flowers, and all the cups are filled with flowers. Same sort of symbolism, all of the cups with all the flowers, giving one child giving the other the flowers, and there's some sort of house in the background, and we can see the sun peeking through behind the house. So it is very sunny, it's very bright, it feels very good. And in this card we can see the father looking out at his children, presumably his children, and they're playing with the cups and they're playing with the flowers. I think those are flowers. Yep, I'm gonna go with flowers. So let's move into this card emotionally. I like the Druid Druid Tarot craft deck because the man looking out the window at his present children playing, I feel like it is him remembering his childhood and him remembering times past that he feels nostalgia for. He feels a great love for that time. Maybe he sees his kids playing and he remembers when he was a kid. So he's remembering times past that felt really good and felt very nurturing and fulfilling. So this card can mean obviously memories of good nature. And so this card with the older child giving the younger child flowers can mean a couple of things. It can mean embodying your childlike awe and wonder again, and maybe having a fresh new perspective on things. It can obviously, like I've mentioned, memories of the past. It can also represent, you know, the older child giving the younger child the flowers can represent you giving a younger person knowledge, bestowing the fruits of your experience to that younger person. It can also represent, you know, one kid can represent the future and the other kid can represent the past, right? So you're acknowledging and seeing the value in the past and the beauty in the past. And I feel like the predominant theme with this card is the flowers and the cups. So there's a lot of emotional fulfillment with the cups, right? Things are blossoming. Things are expanding, things are growing, right? Things are prosperous emotionally. So as we've gone through the journey of the cups, you know, in the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, you know, the guy in the Four of Cups was depressed, and then the guy in the Five of Cups was like basically in grief. Now we've moved into the Six of Cups, and so that grief and that sadness, it has turned into fulfillment, right? The water is no longer spilled, now there are flowers in the cups. So things are looking up, things are going well, things are feeling a lot better. And I also feel a sense of like innocence from this card, like how a child would have innocence about things. So things feel very bright, very prosperous and very happy, like joyful memories and joyful associations, right? And I want to go ahead and point this one out as well, all the flowers. And then we have the Six of Water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Okay. So yeah, this card could mean that you are making the past out to be better than it was. And I would intuitively bring that up if I felt that's what it was in the reading. I feel like the memories of the past are genuinely good, right? Like you're not overdoing it, they're just genuinely good. So the Six of Raphael is the next one. Embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled friendships, children, or childhood, right? So yeah, this card can literally mean making new friends. And the last one is Six of Summer, and with the two fairies, they're playing and whispering to each other in the garden. And the message on this card is children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light, and then how they actually occurred. Okay? Let's move into the opposite feeling of this card. Okay, the first thing that comes to me is when you look on the events of the past, you remember them in a gloomy light and you remember them worse than they actually were. So maybe all your family members have this one view of something that happened and they say how it was wonderful and light, and you're the only one who's like, no, that was terrible, right? Like, that was a terrible time and I hated it, and all the other family members or all the other people that were there were like, no, that was great, right? So that's the first thing that I feel with this card reversed. The second thing that I feel is kind of like losing your friends, or maybe like losing a childhood friend, or you kind of miss that connection that you used to have with your friends when you were growing up, when you were inseparable and you were always going and doing things together and running through the forest and having a bunch of fun. But now you're older and it's like, oh, I got this job and I got all these responsibilities and I never get to take time with my friends anymore. Like, I miss that connection, and I miss that like frolicking and like exploring and just having not a care in the world, right? And you miss that and you're like, oh, I wish I could just go back to that time. Like, I didn't really value it enough when I was there. So it's that sort of feeling.